Man, sometimes that sucker just gets me pumped, man. I feel like I can run a 25-yard touchdown. Give me the ball and let me work between the tackles. McLovin,
Got to run it.
man,
You got to run
look.
it.
First of all, let's just take a step back and look at your backdrop. Are you adding to? Have you been adding pieces as we go?
Look, you see the eye of the tigers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hey,
What do you
I've
have?
had some more.
Do you have anything else that you have like kind of your eye on out there for the core? Anything else LSU?
I want to one of those light up LSU signs. That's what I
Signs,
want to
come
get.
on.
That's what I want to get.
Okay. Well, I mean, your birthday's coming up, so I mean, this is
Yeah.
perfect time for me to execute something nice for the
Yeah.
studio.
Hey, your
Um,
birthday's coming up too. Around the same time.
yeah, dude, I'm getting old, man. At this point, just give me Arch Manning playing good for the rest of the season, baby, and I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Right.
McLovin, week 7 has come and gone. We have.
Right.
Does it feel like this is where life gets to where life feels so fast? Is when college football starts,
Yeah.
and then it's just like we're already at week 7.
It's crazy.
I mean, it just felt like we were in it yesterday. We were talking, is Arch going to be good? Shoot, is Penn State going to win a natty?
Penn State isn't even close to winning a natty, brother.
Penn State is not even close to winning the natty. And you know what? Glad you said that, because if we're looking for anywhere to start, we're going to start there. Just Penn State and rolling to James Franklin. But first, welcome to the Peaches Smee game day show. If you haven't already, like and follow us. If you have already, bless you, brother. We're carrying this cross together in life. Amen. We are not only sportscasters, we are intense Call of Dutyers, Xboxers, streamers, gamers, whatever you want to call that. And we do a lot in between. So we love the Lord. Praise God, McLovin.
Praise the Lord.
And we hate when we see stuff like, look, diving into James Franklin. McLovin, we talked about it. We cut the reel. You called me. You said, hey, This is happening. I had no idea.
Sunday.
My back was turned the whole time, and you were aware. And you called me about this, and your provision gave me the insight to post it. And sure enough, we speculated before the game, before Penn State went and took that L to Northwestern, 20, what was it, 22-21? I believe it was.
22-21.
Yeah.
So
we speculated it.
Drew Allen had his worst game of the year. Worst game of the year.
He's out for the season.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
McLovin, was James Franklin's firing premature?
No, it was needed. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I want you to dive into
it. I've been hearing, he's like it's a him thing, it's a team thing. You know what I mean? He's not a team player. He's if the team does well, that's because of me. You know what I mean?
So you think kind of like Kurt Signetti-ish?
Yeah.
Like you think he kind of his chin's a little bit higher.
Right.
I can see that. But what I want to dive into is just the initial season implications for Penn State and what that does. He's fine, obviously. I mean, he got $50 million. What did that O get? Ed O got a huge cut too.
Yeah, I think it was like close to 770, if I'm not mistaken.
No, well, I don't. I think the biggest one ever was what's that guy? Jimbo from A&M.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher got the biggest one.
Yeah, yeah. And so you write the man a $50 million check and tell him to go down the creek. And after 6 weeks, he is now gone. Now that is, I think they said that makes 5 head coaches gone this season. What I'm going to take you. What would be your hindrance on letting him make it to the end of the season?
I mean, you just want the bad vibes out. You know, I heard from the interim head coach today. I think this morning after you woke me up. By the way,
Yeah, I did.
But I watched the video and he's like, we gotta start from scratch. We gotta win. You know, we're focused on winning. We're trying to do the best we can. You know, and that's what you want to hear from an interim coach.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree.
How the backup's going to do, but
he's probably going to do how a backup normally does, and that means it's okay to lose.
Right, it's okay to lose, but you want
to win. So if you have a backup coach coaching your football team, then it's at least you think it would be justifiable, right?
You know, I think they win this week. It's against Iowa. You could go either way, but you have Ohio State in 2 weeks, then Indiana, and still Nebraska on the schedule.
I think 2, if not 3, are going to be lost by Penn State.
You might go 3-3 the rest of the season.
No, that's fair. And at this point, so hear me out. Okay, let's just talk about how college football works. You know, in the pros, you have Bill McNair. Excuse me, my voice is going out, as you can tell. I'm a little scratchy. But anyways, back to what I was saying. In the pros, you have Bill McNair, right? Runs the Texans organization. And that's the man that knows what he wants to do with whatever he wants to do with that organization because he puts the money forth, right?
Right.
So in college, you have boosters, donors, and whether it be 10 to 15. And so when you get that boardroom together, and it happens at Texas all the time, a lot of these people, they like showing up on Saturdays and participating in the game day rituals that not rituals, that sounds weird, but game day experiences at Texas or so on and so forth. But anyways, they pay the money. So at the end of the day, if they don't like this guy, they're going to get rid of the guy, right? So it all started at the loss to Oregon at home, which to me was not a good. I think that was a bad loss. That was because, like we said earlier this week, it's not the same. If it was Penn State 3 years ago, like, okay, we're still building to a program. You were supposedly built towards that program last year and made what was it? Was it a Final Four? I don't know. I know they beat SMU, but anyways, you made a splash last year. Okay.
Right.
My kids are so dead loud right now. I'm trying to focus, but I want to go out there. But anyways, so these donors, they make these decisions because they're the money makers. And I think they got together and was like, after that, which justifiably, this is where like I'm thumbs up and I'm thumbs down. If we're talking Aggies, it's thumbs down always. But I'm in this situation, I'm thumbs up and I'm thumbs down. I understand why you can't, as Penn State and where they are with Katron Allen and the other running back and the rest of the team, they have a team around there. They had a lot of smoke this offseason. And then you go and lose to UCLA. How, but, you know, Nico Amalia, you know, Nico played the game of his life. I think we can both agree. You watched the game.
Hey,
Nico looked like
right now. UCLA.
Are they playing? Yeah, yeah.
They won this past weekend.
But Nico Imanava played the game of
Yeah,
of,
he
of
played. He
his
played lights
his
out.
career for especially for this year. That was probably one of maybe his best game of his career.
I think
Takes
so.
down Penn State. Then Penn State has a chance to make it up in a very easy way, manageable. Who is Northwestern? What's Northwestern's record?
Hang on, I'm pulling it up. 4-2. 2-1 in the
It's
Big
not
Ten.
bad, but come on,
No, it's
dude.
not
They're
bad.
like, let's just be real. We're not professionals at this. We're just going to call it how we see it.
Well, looks like their quarterback was 17 for 26 for a touchdown, so he didn't turn the ball over. You know, they ran the ball well.
Well,
So,
and that's what I'm saying. Let's just call it how we
yeah,
see it. There's levels to this. As much as we don't want to say that what Indiana is doing right now is crazy.
it is.
It is because I would have said the whole thing of there's levels to this. I don't expect Indiana to go walk inside Death Valley and beat LSU. There's just levels.
Yeah.
They have proven me wrong, and I'm an Indiana believer and a supporter because I have no
Ill, ill
stock
will
in the
be
Big Ten.
right.
But back to James Franklin, this is what I think happens. He loses those two games, and the Oregon game was a gut punch because he hadn't won. He was 0 of 18. After that, he was 0 of 19. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
anyways, lose those two games. I can't. Who? How would you vouch for him if you were at Penn State? What would you say to a board or a president, a boosters? How are you going to just? Well, Penn State was a tough one, but you've lost 18 of these and you have won 0.
Like, how do you go to his side and say, hey, we need to keep him because he is a good coach? Well, he's 0-18 against top 10 opponents. You can't even back him up at this point. You're like, all right, now you're losing to unranked opponents. All right, you got to go. You know what I mean? If this was the LSU head coach, he would be out of there.
Oh, 100%.
That's just
100%.
basically where I'm out.
You know the term, you don't have a leg to stand on? That's what you would be looking like in front of the president and board of who boosters there at Penn State. They wanted to go on, and guess what? God forbid he finds a way to rekindle the flame and then go beats Ohio State. How are you going to justify getting rid of him?
Right.
You can't justify. Okay, he wins the big one. And you know what's funny is, I just thought, I was like, dude, it's just so bad. Like, that's why I'm saying it's hard for anybody, as much as they do love James Franklin. It's hard to sit there and say, well, yeah, I wish he would have got another shot at it. Because if you remember last year, Ryan Day goes and Ryan Day loses. Like, Ryan Day was fixing to get fired. I'm 100%. I don't even know a one person up there in Ohio. What, we got Jason. Shout out to Jason if you're watching. God bless you, brother.
Jason Hill slip.
But I don't know one person up there that works for that organization. But I can assure you, if he didn't do what he did, he was fixing to get fired because the Michigan loss was bad.
Yeah.
Like, they had lost to James Franklin's. That's what I'm saying. James Franklin's Oregon loss was like Ryan Day's Michigan loss last year. It just looked bad, left a bad taste, and like I said, he kind of put the nail in his own coffin. But this is what I want to say to wrap this up, because I know it's a long-winded conversation. Here's another thing to think of. This is one thing that two things that we're not thinking of, but one thing for sure. I think the reason they got rid of him as early as they did is because now you have NIL, and now you have early transfer portals. People just hit the transfer portal after 4 games. Texas lost the running back today. It's okay. He'd go back to Florida. Wasn't good. Just my opinion for Texas fans watching. But I think that's what it's getting into. and I'm going to let you comment on this because I want to know how you feel about this. But when you have these portals opening and then you have NIL, you have to realize you've got to delegate. You have to kind of split up how you want to split your NIL up. Do you want to pay some guys on your roster to make sure? Some guys won't be taking it seriously. Some guys will leave. Some guys will stay. You don't know what that is. Right. And if Penn State waits to, in their mind, if they wait to start, because these people are already talking to coaches, right? They're already getting DMs in somebody's phone. I'm sorry. I thought a lot about this. So that's what I'm saying. They've got to move quick because if you don't, you're going to be flat-footed come time when Sark and Kelly and some of these other guys, Kirby, they're going to be running wide open as soon as this season's over. And you're going to be sitting here trying to find a coach. And then once you got to find a coach, usually the first season's like, well, he's just working with the recruits he had and the players he had.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Which I've heard two big names.
Yeah, you need to comment because I'm out of breath.
For the head coaching search. I heard two big names. One is Matt Rule. He is an alma mater of Penn State. So that's a big one. And Brian Kelly is one as well.
I mean, how do you comment on how you feel about that? I mean, that's your coach, bud. Are you like, do us a favor?
Like, thank you.
Yeah, do him. Us a favor.
You can have him.
Wow. Coming from the LSU fan, promoting his own head coach, leaving the program. God bless him.
Please come take him.
Well, but so you even have Matt Campbell at Iowa State is a great coach. I love a coach that looks like he may kill somebody. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but he may down somebody out there. Sorry for the, YouTube. Forgive me, But anyways. Yeah, so I like a coach that has some grit to him. I love – now here's the other problem, McLovin, and then we'll move on to game reactions, and I know we've spent a lot of time on this. We've got a clip here. The problem is everybody is fixing to be hiring.
Right.
And it's not just like Joe Blow. It's not like Lamar's hiring. It's not like – no. Florida's eventually getting there. Like, that's pretty much inevitable.
Right.
So, Florida, Penn State, and then look, there's going to be some more coaches. I'm telling you right now, if Brent Venables, he has the worst schedule coming up. Look, can you look at the Oklahoma's back half of their schedule?
Yeah, I can.
Brent Venables has the worst schedule coming up, and he very well likely may get fired. Like, and I don't mean to like, I don't wish anybody getting fired. That's not what I'm saying.
They got South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and then LSU.
Exactly. So and that's what's crazy is they were like
a hard schedule, buddy.
They were sitting there saying, well, Oklahoma can afford to lose this game. Texas can't. I'm sitting here like, dude, Oklahoma may have 3 losses on the back end of that schedule. They can't afford to lose nothing.
Nothing.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's a crazy.
That's brutal. Anyways, I just want to say that there's going to be a huge job opportunities at Florida State, dude. Florida State's another one. Florida State has completely went south of their Alabama win at the beginning of the season, and they throttled 3 powder puff teams. They're another one. So it's just like, you have all these big job opportunities. My point is there that guy or those guys to go around? Because usually,
that's making Alabama look really bad.
What?
That Florida State lost. They're 3-3 now.
Well, look, let's go ahead and get into reactions, and McLovin roll out the Alabama game, since we're talking about looking bad, Florida State.
Okay, let me.
I'm sorry, I had to go on that coach rant because I thought about that today. I was like, man, there's some dirty people out there, boy. Own intentions.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I watched that game actually. I
Good,
did watch
good
that
deal.
in full. It was a great game. It really was. I thought when Mizzou came out and they scored that first touchdown, I was like, oh, Mizzou's about to just roll over them.
Yeah.
But Alabama, they kept answering. That second quarter, they put up 10 on them. They're up by 7 at halftime. But Mizzou,
Little side nugget. I think
yeah,
Alabama has been scored on, has got scored on every opening drive.
really,
Little side note.
little side note. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they both teams fought, and Mizzou's defense didn't really show up till the fourth quarter. They showed up that last drive of Alabama, stopped them, and they had a chance to win it. But he overthrew the wide receiver, and there was a pick right there at the end of that game.
McLovin, what do you think of Pribula?
I like
The quarter. You like him?
Yeah, I like him. He's got the running ability. I think he's a good passer. He just in those situations where he's getting pass rushed, he freaks out. He's a young quarterback, so he freaks out, and he reminds me of Nuss from last year. He would freak out and then throw a pick. You know what I mean?
On that
It's
last
just-
play, they did
No,
have an opportunity. He missed the guy completely on
I
the
will
left
say
side.
this: that wide receiver had to go around the ref, and if he wouldn't have to go around the ref, he would have caught that ball.
Yeah.
So-
You talk the very last play?
Yeah, that very last play, the wide receiver was going straight. The ref was right there in that field of play, so he had to go around him, and that's why it was going to be a really good pass. But that's just that's the field of play.
So McLovin, I don't know if you want to do this or you want to let me do it because there's just some things that as a man I won't do. And I'm not going to be. I'm not. Look. I'll present it. I'll present it because I don't want to put you in that position because I know you're still looking ahead to a game. But I want to say I got to give credit. Well, you're a sports analyst now. You be responsible. I want to give credit to Ty Simpson and Kalen DeBoer, who I'm not the biggest Kalen DeBoer fan. I don't know. Maybe it's the way he looks. I don't know.
I don't think
looks.
Kevin DeBoer's not really. He's not doing the play calling. He's got an offensive coordinator doing that. The offensive coordinator's doing a heck of a job. But Ty Simpson, he is finding holes in that defense like he is a pro quarterback.
So what about the way they use Caden Proctor? Isn't that may be one of the funnest? So he's the big lineman. He's the big 74, the big lineman. They'll roll him out on wheel routes.
I'm not gonna lie, that is fun to watch. He got in a wildcat.
Yeah.
That was
crazy. Yeah. He did.
And he almost scored.
Yeah, he jumped, brother. He jumped.
Yeah, he
I don't know who's
down.
taking that tackle, but Caden Proctor's like 6'7", dang near 400 pounds, 380, something like that.
You know who they have as the mock draft picking him, huh?
Who's that?
The Texans.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
I like it. I think that's one of the funnest things I've seen in college football. That's really why I like watching Alabama. Dude, I think Kalen DeBoer puts him in good positions. Some of his short yardage plays and to pick up those and that's to me that's a lot of reasons why they're successful too is because they're putting themselves in short yardage.
Caitlin DeBoer. I don't hate Caitlin DeBoer.
Get it off your chest.
He was a great coach at Washington. I just think he allows too much stuff to happen. Yeah. Like the cell phones on the sidelines. Like you shouldn't be doing that during pregame. Yeah. Like Nick Saban would have never allowed that. They could be such a more of a stricter team to where on the field they would be so much better than what they actually are now, and they could be doing really really good.
Ryan Williams, sometimes he's a prima donna, and that's polar opposite of what you knew Alabama was.
Until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. He's putting them in good positions on short yardage.
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, I watched one play. So Ty Simpson rolls out to he's rolling out to his right. There's a guy that's already in motion, and so at first it looks like he's a lead blocker for Ty Simpson, and then he just doesn't, like, he lets go of the block and he just keeps running. So the guy has one or two things to do, and it works out perfectly because he's the only one over there. It's like it's a bootleg, and so
Right.
he's either going to have to take Ty Simpson and leave that guy wide open, or he's going to have to leave that guy wide open and Ty Simpson.
Yeah,
And
I
of
did
course,
see. I know what play you're talking about. Yeah,
it's
that.
just like I see stuff like that, and I'm like, why can't we do that? I'm sure you say the same thing for LSU.
Uh,
Why can't we do simple stuff like that?
like simple, like
Like,
they're either gonna bite on that quarterback, which he did bite on the quarterback, and he threw it for the first down. It was very simple, very easy play,
yeah.
But
Well, he's as much heat as we gave him after the Florida State loss, because I know a lot of people like to dog on Alabama.
it was
Alabama's
his
a
first.
serious.
At the end of the day, it was his first game.
Yeah.
He has to settle into this offense. It's his first year. I think he's settling in great. He's looking good. He's a Heisman contender. Period.
Oh yeah, for sure. And dude, the reason though that he's starting to be more successful is because Jam Miller is
He might be out a
well.
couple games.
Hang on, I'm about to tell my kids to hush. Take the next game we're going to go into is Oregon, Indiana.
Oregon, Indiana. Okay, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, Oregon, Indiana. What time was that game? That was a noon game.
Yeah,
Indiana, or excuse me, you take a trip to go play in Eugene. Just let me give you the facts. 32, or excuse me, 31. I don't know who makes these stats. These stats ever bother you? 31 out of the last 32 home games, Oregon has won.
dang.
This is what makes me scratch my head. What about game 33? Why didn't they add that there? You know what I'm saying? Like you could say, or 100. It's just very weird to pick a 32 game interval. Anyways, McLovin, you were talking about it. You're a believer in Indiana. They got it done in a big way.
I like Mendoza.
Kurt Signetti, what'd you see, brother?
Hey, I seen a really good run game. They scored twice on the run. They got Mendoza. Mendoza is a heck of a quarterback. He's a little weird, but
He's got that. I'm going to pull up his. Let me see if
his
I can pull up his post interview. But
yeah, pull up his post interview. But I mean,
hey, he's a Indiana's such a they're a well-rounded team.
they are. And their defense is really, really good. Like guys that are just ball hawks. They're heading towards the ball.
Well, and then the second that you're like, oh, well, Indiana is just a run team.
They're not. They passed better than they ran that game.
Then you get reminded that there's a guy named Elijah Scarrett or whatever you call him. That dude's freaking good.
That dude's really good.
Number 13.
His average was 15.1 per catch.
All I'm saying is any fans up there in Eugene that happen to watch this, that boy said any of y'all's corners can get it, and they did.
Yeah.
Mendoza, dude, Mendoza's just a solid player that's gonna fly you right here.
Oh, for sure.
He's just gonna fly you. Like, I tell you what was crazy, because this is when I said, hey, there's levels to this, McLovin. There's levels to this. This is what shows you, for any Hoosier doubter, any Indiana doubter, this goes to show you, bro.
Yeah.
When they threw that pick in the fourth quarter, and that was for a tie ball game, most teams that aren't really made of that fabric end up folding right there.
Right.
They don't just do that. They get the ball, then march back. Dude, they were doing like 11 play drives.
Oh yeah, just driving it down the field.
And then he hits again, Scarratt or whatever, 13. He hits him on the right there in the left corner.
Right.
Or the left front of the end zone, just on an easy comeback route. Dude, he was chopping those guys up. I'm serious, man.
That pick that Dante Moore threw right there at the end of the game, that was the worst pick I've ever seen.
Man, but that's what I'm saying.
Just bad. I think Dante Moore had a really, really bad game, and we're not going to see a lot of that out of him. So I think Oregon will bounce back next week and continue to get on a run. They're going to make the playoff. I think both these teams will make the playoff.
Well, yeah,
Indiana's
I
coming
mean,
out.
okay, so Big Ten, you're looking at Ohio State, Indiana. The Big Ten's probably going to get 4 teams in, right? Indiana, Michigan's not good.
They're not getting in. I think 3 teams.
I'm as much as I would love to see Nebraska get in there and have Matt Rule do his thing. They're probably not going to get in. I mean, who else is it would have? It's going to be Oregon. Oregon. I don't think Oregon has that difficult of a road post this. Are you looking at it? You're wide-eyed over there.
Ohio State's going to make it in. Indiana will make it in. But they do have to play each other at the end of the season. One of these top 2 teams, which I think is going to be Ohio State versus Indiana for the Big Ten championship.
Hang on. I'm trying to so Ohio State though they go play. Ohio State goes to Indiana this year.
Oh,
I believe.
No. Indiana's got a cake schedule the rest of the year. They got Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, and then Purdue. I mean,
read it off again. I'm sorry. I was read it off one more time.
Michigan State, UCLA, which that is UCLA brings.
And you're saying Indiana, right?
Yeah, Indiana.
Okay, Michigan State, UCLA,
Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, and then Purdue. That's the remaining schedule.
That may be, to be honest with you, that may be with the situation Penn State's in. That's probably the best to get into the playoffs. I mean, those are
schedule. You can't.
Yeah, I mean those are winnable games.
You lose one of those games, you're out of the playoff.
Yeah, but what loss do you see Indiana taking there?
None. I don't. I mean, UCLA as a Cinderella. I mean, I want UCLA to win just because I like to bounce back. I like
UCLA, yes, is a different story, but the thing is, they can't stop. They're not going to be able to defend.
Right. Because Indiana does have a high-powered offense.
That was the thing, though. Is like this is why another layer to just say, McLovin, we'll just dumb it down to the bare basics of college football. If you just don't know,
right?
Programs like LSU and Texas, I'm going to just throw us in there because that's what that's who we're fans of. And programs like Oregon, they get the guys. That team's loaded with sprinkled in 5 stars, 4 stars, 4-star, 5-star transfers.
Right.
Like Indiana's maybe 3 and 4 stars. They're pitting belt to booty out there.
Yeah, they are.
That's what I'm saying, man. Anyways, kudos to the Hoosiers. I think they are now on that level to this, and they're a serious contender. And guess what? They're ranked number 3. What do we say? That was the first time. I think the highest was number 4, and that was in the 60s.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Okay, let me ask you this: as big brand, and we'll wrap it up on the Indiana Hoosier. As big as we are fans of bigger brands or premier brands, let's just be honest. Looking down, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But would you be opposed to an Indiana national champion?
No, I think they're definitely an underdog. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, and when you say that, like, for instance, in NCAA basketball, if somebody said, um, you know, just the most non-basketball school,
I'd say LSU. I'd say LSU. Go
LSU's
Carolina.
not a basketball school.
No, they're not.
Okay, well, LSU is going to go win the national championship in basketball. Like, that's still not far off. Like, you get a few guys here, you play well, and get a couple breaks in the dance, and then you're off, and you hit a big shot, and you won it. But for somebody to say that in football is completely different. For somebody to be like, hey, just so y'all know, Gonzaga's fixing to go win the national championship. They're, like, nobody's saying that. Right. So, it's just anyways, we're dynamic.
Right. Now we're about to move on to my favorite game.
Go ahead.
From Saturday. The Red River Rivalry.
And y'all thought I could talk on other topics.
Man, that was a heck of a game. Let's pull it up. Let's get after it. What was your initial thoughts of the game? Like the first few drives? Like the first few drives, I was like, man, Arch didn't look bad, but you knew he had to get into that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So both defenses were doing really good. 3 and outs. Honestly, Texas should have had another 3 points on the board, but they dinged it off the goalpost. It was very unlucky. But it could have been 6-6 at halftime, honestly.
So we have I think our takes are pretty solid and pretty clear what we do here on the show. We are half fan, half common sense, and so we try to give flowers where flowers are due. Right. So I'll answer just like a fan. But man, the first couple of drives, I was thinking, oh snap.
Right.
Because our run game got stuffed. Like there was and then Sark, I think our first 4 out of our first 5 screens were for negative yards.
Yeah. I was like, you got to stop with the screens. That's the one thing I said. I think he stopped later on in the game, realized he had to do something else.
Well, so the thing, our defense showed up because that's what really concerned me from the loss to Florida. Offense. There was always going to be excuse for the offense.
Right.
You've got new offensive linemen, Arch is just getting in there, so on and so forth. Anyways, defense bothered me. The fact that our defense went out there and looked like that against Florida, they looked flat-footed, like I said. That bothered me. And then because everybody that I've talked to, the only thing that I've really and truly stood on for Texas was, bro, I think we have, if not the best, the top 3 defense in college football. And Florida was a gut punch.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Well, I mean, you have no reason not to be. That's the thing, though. It's like Penn State. You have no reason not to be. You have Anthony Hill, middle linebacker. You have Michael Taaffe. You have Malik Muhammad. You have Colin Simmons. There's so many dudes on that like, and when I tell you dudes, 5-star guys, high 4-star guys, like transfers that could have went out like to Georgia and started on that team.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's hard. Yeah, they should be a top 3 defense. They went out there for the first half, the game, and played like a top 3 defense. If Texas is playing defense like that, nobody wants to play Texas. Now, granted, I will say this. John Mateer's hurt thumb. I don't think it mattered if he was hurt. I don't think it mattered if he would have played, if he
You're
would have
still
not
good.
played.
He made bad decisions. He threw for 20 for 38 with 3 INTs. And each one of those INTs was terrible. Like right before
Yeah.
half, why would you throw that pass?
Well, the thing with myself as a fan is you're sitting there watching the clock and you're like, man, they're really at the field position where you think about picking up a couple more yards and making this a manageable field goal,
Right.
and then just taking your points and then going in 9-3, and for some reason they were like, let's take a shot to the end zone because we still have a timeout and we could still make the field goal kick from right here. And then they don't call the timeout. They actually end up running the clock like 15 seconds down and just taking a shot to the end zone that gets intercepted. It made no sense. It made absolute no sense to a fan.
Bad coaching for one.
Yeah.
Just bad coaching. Like you shouldn't send your guys out there. At that point, the clock's already running down. You run it down to 3 seconds, you kick a field goal. You only had one timeout. Throwing it to the end zone with a really, really good defense on the other side that has stopped you most of the game from getting into the end zone.
Well, and that's my thing though, is why you didn't take the points. You knew Texas had a possession, like Texas had the ball coming out of half.
Right.
Why not, just get the points for it, take your points. I am an aggressive person. Like I would be an aggressive coach if you told me, fourth and 3, and you're inside, you're kind of in that no man's land, and your defense is playing good. Gamble. But when you got one of those games, when you have Red River, and as much as analysts or people from ESPN or not, excuse me, ESPN. I'm like sticking it to the man up there, McLovin. But people from Oklahoma don't want to say it was a must-win game from Oklahoma. I don't know what smart person was like, Oklahoma can take the L. No, they couldn't. Absolutely. Look at their schedule. You'll understand why. Because they have one loss, and it's very, very likely they'll get 2 more. Especially if John Mateer plays like that. Here's where the turning point was, McLovin. I don't know what got said at half. I don't know if it was Trey Wisner's like slip through the in between the tackles for that 37 yard run. But something happened, and all of a sudden we came out in the second half and we were like, dude, we can body these people up. We started pushing people back. We started rushing the ball for like 4.5 yards a carry.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the playbook started over. Like, now keep in mind, was this a dominant offense performance by Texas? No. But
Mag gets thumbs down always.
With
in this situation,
with Arch, I think he showed you that he could be a good quarterback that can stay in the pocket and be a general from there. But also he's dangerous. That's where he's dangerous at. Like he felt the pocket pressure and got outside the hole.
Yeah, I watched him one play. It was that big 30-yard run that he had, and wow, he looked good. Just running the ball. I'm like, how do you not see that coming?
I wish he would have kept. Some part of me wishes he would have kept his foot on the brake, or kept his foot on the gas. I wanted to see if he can outrun the secondary.
Right. But
and the thing is, though,
smart, you play easy to where you don't get hurt at the same time. Long season.
Oklahoma was not a bad defensive team. No, Oklahoma was seriously like, dude. They were at the top of every list, in the top 3, top 5 as far as rush, pressures. And so I don't want to sit there and say, maybe Oklahoma's defense finally got. Dude, they were in the top 10 of all of those categories. They're a good defense. I just don't know. I'm telling you, dude, if we see that material again, it's not going to be good. But ultimately, moving forward for Texas, it's a good win. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, it's always great to win the Red River, and there's a part of me that is sufficed this year because it's like when you have a good season, McLovin, and you may make it to the Final Four, but you don't beat Bama, and you see these people. There's still like that piece that's not sufficed of you. You know what I mean? You need that. You need that. You need that LSU Bama win, and then the certain people of life that you see day in and day out, you can remind.
Right.
Just saying. So, like I said, it was a good win. Texas goes to play Kentucky. I want to see where we start stringing together. Moving the ball. But I would love to see a stat line of Arch over the next 2 weeks. We got Kentucky and Mississippi State. Mississippi State's not a bad team. 5-6 touchdowns. Yeah. Say 5 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns. 1 interception. 1 rushing touchdown. Something like that. Just you kept it clean. You threw well, and then you show you can hurt people with your legs. That's all I need. Anyways, McLovin, I'm going to roll out this one for you because my Longhorns, I don't want to jinx them too much. Keep winning. We're not surprised. You should have been doing this. South Carolina comes to Death Valley for a night game to take on those Bayou Bengals, baby. Shout out to the boys out there living in South Louisiana, down in the swamps. McLovin, a game that it wasn't going to be an easy one for LSU,
right? SEC opponent,
SEC opponent, a night game, which is in LSU's favor. What were the keys going into this game that you knew your team needed to answer, not just with a win, but just for you to feel, for you as a fan to sleep at night, and then I want you to tell me if those points got hit.
Being able to run the football in every level, Nuss being able to throw the ball that he knows he's got to throw. He threw for 254 yards. He threw 2 interceptions. We got to cut those down. I can take 1 interception, but not 2. And one of them was a dumb throw. It was an RPO, which the running back, if he would have handed it off, would have had a walk-in touchdown.
Talking about the red zone, is that right there?
Yeah, the red zone pick. And we also had we were on the 1 yard line and we fumbled the ball.
He fumbled that though.
No, it wasn't. No, it was our second string running back, which is our third string quarterback.
Oh, he just looks like Nuss.
No. He's
Yeah, I mean, is he? But I saw one guy. He was sitting there running. Literally, I think it was maybe a second down. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all got stopped late at the goal line, though, correct?
No, it was early in the first.
Okay, maybe I'm backwards on it.
And we fumbled it. But we should have had at least 15 to 21 more points on the board. We should have blew these guys out, honestly. We just let them keep being in the game, but luckily our defense is very, very good. Like, this is probably top 3 defense, just like you were saying with Texas.
I will say that, man. I don't know if it's y'all's corners or if it's y'all's front, because it looks like the quarterback looks for a while and he can't find nobody, and then out of nowhere he gets smacked.
I mean,
Lenore Sellers is probably hurting after that game.
We caused 3 turnovers, so
Yeah, but I'm wondering. People talk about DJ Lagway, dude. Lenore Sellers. I mean, that man, you can get 2'd before he gets to the league playing like that. I mean, LSU.
I think
LSU got after.
Doesn't have weapons that can do much.
Yeah.
So I think he's one of those guys that's going to go into this draft and not be a big name and be able to do something with a good team. Be picked later in the draft, go to a good team, and be able to do something.
So I saw Durham actually. He got him a couple licks in on the run game.
Yeah, 70 yards.
70 yards. Well, he broke it. I know he broke like a 25-yarder.
Yeah, he broke a big one. But the MVP of the game was our tight end, Trades Green.
Number 10. What number is he?
He's number 14.
Who's number 10? Look, I watch the game. I don't keep up with these players. I'm just sitting here looking. I'm going to find out that dude. It's either number 10 or 18. But he's out there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to find it, and I'll send you that.
Trades Green, 8 receptions, a touchdown, and 119 yards. He's a 6'7" tight end. He is tall. Just throw it up to him. He's going to catch it. Aaron Anderson was out this game, our leading wide receiver, and we needed someone to step up, and he did.
McLovin, here's my question to you as an LSU fan, and it's the honest question, as I hope you would ask me as a Texas fan and as a friend. With these games, and I'm not going to say, okay, let me look, because I'm looking on your schedule. Clemson, I'm not going to really call Clemson a fluke. You went to Clemson, you played in the environment. Clemson's not a horrible team. They're coming around. Florida, not a bad team. The loss to Ole Miss, it's just like a lot of these close games that are right there in that point margin, and you are finding a way to win most of them. Obviously, the Ole Miss game was at Ole Miss. Unfortunately, you just kind of slipped through the hands. And you win another game the exact same way. Like, do you think that's just how LSU football is, or do you think it's?
I think it's SEC football.
Yeah,
SEC football is closer than it's ever been. You're only winning by 10.
Well, and that's what I joke with the LSU guys at work. I'm like, hey man, I was watching your Tigers. I'm sitting there like, bro, I don't know. They give me like, I don't know, halfway through the game, like, but they keep finding ways to it. They find a way to win the tight games.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, you can harp on that all day if you just like numbers, like you want to see numbers like the Big 12 where somebody's blowing out somebody else.
Yeah.
But if you're playing Florida down team, but they still have athletes.
Right.
They still have a defense. South Carolina still has an SEC defense. They have Lenore Sanders, Lenore Sells. Now, he doesn't have an offensive line, but like I said, they're finding ways to win quality matchups, and a couple of them been in the fourth quarter, dude. So LSU's finding ways to win. Do you get worried about those point spreads, or are you just like, I'm content with winning these games?
No, I'm pretty
because
content
and the only reason I say this is because you have an Alabama coming up. You have what I mean is you have teams that feel like they're one tier up as far as like, okay, there's South Carolina. All right, you're going to step up and get an Alabama team that's playing really well. Do you think that point spread gets – because like I said, if Texas plays Alabama today, I couldn't tell you, So what I'm asking, do you think that gets it done in those bigger games?
I mean, yeah, our defense, I believe in our defense. Our defense is going to keep it close regardless. They're going to keep us in the game.
Us throwing 2 picks, though.
Yes. I mean, he did when we went to Ole Miss. We fumbled the ball. Guess what? We were within a 8-point or no, 5
Oh,
points.
and like I said, LSU still has a loss to get. Like technically, in all technicality, LSU still could take one more loss and not sweat. You know what I mean?
But do we want to? No.
I know,
we
no,
don't.
you don't want to, but I'm sitting there like you can still lose one more time. I'm wondering when you get into the thick of it, will you start seeing those problems? Is maybe Durham not breaking loose on a couple of them, or maybe Nuss throwing crucial moment interceptions, like what happened at Ole Miss. I mean, it just got late into the game, and it just seemed like I think LSU can go back and forth and play defense with any team. It just sometimes will fall on Ole Miss's side of the pendulum, and then it's Ole Miss's game.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I'm excited to see what LSU does as far as what y'all have coming up. You have A&M coming up. Now that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one.
But it's at Tiger Stadium.
It's at. I wish we'd got tickets to that game.
Right.
Dead gum, dude. Y'all
So
had to
get
welcome
the
me home to
nosebleeds, brother.
Louisiana, boy.
So get the nosebleeds.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like I said, man, I think y'all are gonna be y'all are solid. I think the run game showed definitely improvement.
Right.
Nuss still has to clean it up. Penalty wise, what was the penalty situation? Was y'all pretty clean on that end?
We were pretty clean. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, we had 5 for 54 yards, and then they had 13 for 65. So we were pretty clean on it.
Y'all got a big game this week. Is that college game
Vandy.
day?
I don't think so. We're at Vandy.
Dude, y'all got a tough schedule. I mean, low key, the first part of this is tough.
I mean, SEC football is always tough.
Yeah, but you go to Vandy, bring in number 4 A&M, which
Take
God,
a
I
bye
hope y'all
and go
beat
to Alabama.
A&M. And then go to Alabama, and then y'all do finish off with Oklahoma. Now, what that looks like, not sure, but
Right.
I think LSU has won some against some quality opponents. For people, like I was playing devil's advocate earlier with you, trying to press you about, what do you think for the naysayers of LSU? For the naysayers of LSU, since McLovin's a fan, I'm a fan. And I think that we've won. I'm going to say I think we've won against some quality opponents.
Oh, definitely.
I think we've been in some tight games. And even if you look at the one loss, McLovin, I mean, it was very much a either way. Eat one play, the game goes either way. So, I think Durham continuing to hit on what he hit on last week, and breaking some of those runs, and then allowing for the box to not be loaded. Because to me, that's what got Texas going to do, that run game. If you can bring a run game, takes pressure off the quarterback.
Right.
That's my LSU take.
I like it. I like your take.
Big game. We'll finish off with that, McLovin, because I'm getting tired. My kids are leaving tomorrow to go to Tennessee. They go on vacation more than they go to vacation more than I do. Big game next week though, McLovin, Vanderbilt. We're gonna be all over that. Is that a night game in Vandy?
No, it's noon.
Well, this will be a big test for LSU to go out there, man. I think start fast for LSU. Start fast and then let the defense sit on them, brother.
Right.
That's the recipe.
Get going. But hey, night game at in Death Valley the next week. A&M.
Yeah. I really wish that, like, I would legitimately consider going, not that this year, but like in years, it would be nice to see a number 4 A&M. God bless him.
God bless him.
That's just because I'm a Texas fan and he's an LSU fan, and not much good to say around here. Anyways, McLovin, it's been real. We're gonna be back on. I'm gonna be traveling a little bit Saturday morning, but we will be on here and giving our game day reaction or game day picks, takes, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Like I said, I'm going to a college. My wife's brother is going to go check out a college, and so I'm going to be, back there. Who knows, dude? I may just grab a helmet and some pads, walk out there like they miss me. Dadgum. What's his name in the replacements? Shane Falco.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be running out there like, boy, the kicker out there smoking a cigarette. Anyways, McLovin, I'll let you close this on down. It's been real. Thank you for always getting on the show and being a Tiger fan that you are. I'm ready to see that backdrop look like a garden and just keep flourishing.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tigers. See you boys Saturday morning. McLovin, kick us out.
Hey, TTOP Network, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you know it. We're up there. Social media, YouTube. Let's get
it. Support your small podcasters. God bless you.
God bless, brother.
See you, McLovin.
See you.